Hello everyone, welcome back to the lecture series on digital signal processing. So in the last lecture we have discussed the jet transformations. So in that class we have been discussed the jet transform definition as well as jet transform for some arbitrary sequences. So that too for infinite duration sequences, that is causal and anti-causal sequences as well as two-sided sequences. After that we have discussed the properties of ROC. Okay, ROC and its properties. So in this class, we will start with the properties of jet transform. So we know if the signal x of n is there and its jet transform representation is x of z. So like that, here the first property in jet transforms it is linearity property. So in that, so if the signal x1 of n is there and its jet transform is x1 of z. Similarly, x2 of n and its jet transform representation is x2 of z. So coming to the linearity property, so here jet transform on a1 x1 of n plus a2 x2 of n is equals to a1 x1 of z plus a2 x2 of z. So coming to its ROC. So what is the ROC for this? So here there are two individual ROCs for these two sequences, that is x1 of n and x2 of n. That ROC for x1 of n it is just let us say it is R1. Similarly, the ROC for x2 of n it is, let us say it is R2. So then what will be the ROC for a1 x1 of z plus a2 x2 of z? That is the intersection of these R1 and R2, because R1 is the ROC of the first signal and R2 is the ROC of the second sequence x2 of n. So then the ROC for this combined sequence it is intersection of R1 and R2. That is about the linearity property of jet transform. Next, coming to the time reversal property. Time reversal property of jet transform. So we know the time reversal of the signal x of n is denoted by x of minus n. The time reversal of the sequence x of n is denoted by x of minus n. So here the jet transform of x of n it is x of z and its time reversal, the jet transform of the time reversal x of minus n it is x of z inverse. X of z inverse. The ROC it is in between R1, R2 here also say 1 by R1 less than z less than 1 by R2. So here it is the ROC is 1 by R2 less than mod z less than 1 by R1. So next, time shifting property of jet transform. So we know the jet transform of x of n is x of z. Then the time shifting version of x of n is denoted by x of n minus k. X of n minus k and x of n plus k. The time shifting operation of x of n is denoted by x of n minus k and x of n plus k, and its jet transform representations are for x of n minus k, the jet transform representation is z power minus k into x of z. So for x of n plus k and its jet transform representation is z power k x of z. So coming to the convolution property. So as already we have seen that the convolution in time domain leads to multiplication in frequency domain. So here in the frequency domain is nothing but z domain. So the convolution of these two, the two sequences x1 of n and x2 of n, the convolution in time domain leads to that multiplication in z domain. The z transform of x1 of n is x1 of z, and similarly z transform of x2 of n is x2 of z. Then the convolution of the two sequences x1 of n and x2 of n it is denoted by x1 of n star x2 of n, and its z domain representation is x1 of z into x2 of z. That means the convolution in time domain leads to multiplication in frequency domain, that is in z domain. So next, scaling in z domain. Scaling in z domain. So we know the jet transform representation of x of n is x of z. Then the jet transform of a power n x of n. a power n and x of n it is x of a inverse z. That is scaling in z domain and its ROC. So for this one ROC it is, we are assuming that it is in between R1 and R2. Then for the resultant this one it is mod A R1 less than mod Z less than mod A into R2. That is the ROC for the resultant, the time scaling in Z domain. So next, differentiation property of Z transform. So here Z transform of x of n is x of z. So the differentiation property, that is where the differentiation here it is in Z domain. The differentiation it is in Z domain. So that property is Z transform of n into x of n it is minus z d by dz of x of z. So next, coming to the initial value theorem. So there are two types of theorems in Z transform properties. So first one is initial value theorem and the next one is final value theorem that we have seen in Laplace transform also. So here, coming to the initial value theorem. So if x of n is a causal, so we know that causal sequence it is x of n is equal to 0 for n less than 0 values. So causal signal is defined only for positive term. That is, in other words, we can define it as it is equal to 0 for negative term. That is n less than 0. So x of n is causal. Then x of 0 it is limit z tends to infinity x of z. This is the initial value theorem. Okay. So coming to the final value theorem. So that final value theorem it is limit n tends to infinity. There in the initial value theorem n tends to 0. Here in the final value theorem n tends to infinity. So limit n tends to infinity x of n it is equals to limit z tends to 1 minus z inverse x of z. The final value theorem statement it is limit n tends to infinity x of n is equals to limit z tends to 1 into 1 minus z inverse into x of z. So it is valid if only 1 minus z inverse into x of z has no pole on or outside of the unit circle. On or outside of the unit circle. So next, so we have to solve some problems based upon the properties of Z transform. Okay, so by using the properties of Z transform, so we have to determine the Z transform as well as its ROC for the given sequences. Okay, so here determine Z transform and ROC of the signal, that is x of n is equals to 3 into 2 power n minus 4 into 3 power n into u of n. Okay, so x of n is 3 into 2 power n minus 4 into 3 power n u of n. So from the linearity property, so first of all we define, let us say it is x1 of n is equals to 2 power n into u of n and x2 of n is equals to 3 power n into u of n. Let us say x1 of n is equals to 2 power n into u of n and x2 of n is equals to 3 power n into u of n. So then x of n can be represented as a into x1 of n plus b into x2 of n, or a1 into x1 of n plus a2 into x2 of n. So here a1 is 3, a2 is minus 4. So like that we have to apply the linearity property in this one. So x of n is equals to 3 into x1 of n minus 4 into x2 of n. So for this, the Z transform representation is, so x of n Z transform representation it is x of z, as well as the Z transform representation of x1 of n is x1 of z. Similarly, the Z transform representation of x2 of n is x2 of z. So the Z transform representation for this one it is x of z is equals to 3 into x1 of z minus 4 into x2 of z. So now x1 of n is 2 power n into u of n and x2 of n is 3 power n into u of n. So individual Z transforms representations we have to write. So for this, we know that a power n into u of n is equals to, already we have calculated the Z transform for A power n into U of n, which is equals to 1 by 1 minus A Z inverse or Z by 1 by 1 minus A Z inverse or Z by Z minus A, where the ROC is mod Z greater than A. So it is in the form of 2 power n U of n is in the form of A power n U of n. Similarly here also it is in the form of A power n into U of n. Right. So we have to apply this one. So for these two sequences x1 of n and x2 of n, then we can calculate that x1 of z and x2 of z. Right. See. So from that x1 of z is equals to 1 by 1 minus 2z inverse, and its ROC is mod z greater than A, that is mod z greater than 2. Similarly x2 of z is equals to 1 by 1 minus 3 z inverse, 1 by 1 minus 3 z inverse, and its ROC is mod z greater than 3. So next, the ROC for combined sequence. The ROC for combined sequence it is, so x of z is equals to 3 into x1 of z, 3 into 1 by 1 minus 2 z inverse minus 4 into x2 of z, that is 1 by 1 minus 3 z inverse. So it is the z transform for the sequence x of n is equals to 3 into 2 power n u of n minus 4 into 3 power n u of n. But what is ROC? So ROC, we know that if there are two sequences, more than one sequence is there, so ROC we know that is the intersection region of the two individual ROCs. So right, so here ROC is greater than z greater than 2, and here ROC is mod z greater than 3. So where the intersection of that region will start, that is combined region will start, here it is. So mod z greater than 3. So the ROC for this combined sequence it is mod z greater than 3. So it is the z transform and ROC for the given sequence, that is x of n is equals to 3 into 2 power n u of n minus 4 into 3 power n u of n. Okay. So coming to the next problem. So in this one, we have to determine the z transform of the given sequence, that is x of n is equals to cos omega naught n u of n, cos omega naught n into u of n. Right. So we know cos omega naught n u of n, it is, what is cos omega naught n into u of n? So here it is, we know cos omega naught n, we can represent it as 1 by 2 e power j omega naught n plus 1 by 2 e power minus j omega naught n. Right. So that I am applying here. So cos omega naught n into u of n can be represented as 1 by 2 e power j omega naught n u of n plus 1 by 2 e power minus j omega naught n into u of n. Okay. So now apply the z transform. Apply the z transform. Then x of n z transform, it is x of z. Now we have to apply the z transform on this. So 1 by 2 z transform of this one, e power j omega naught n u of n. Similarly 1 by 2 z transform on this one, e power minus j omega naught n into u of n. Okay. Then what is the z transform of e power j omega naught n into u of n? See, e power j omega naught n into u of n z transform representation is, it is in the form of a power n u of n. It is in the form of a power n u of n. So a power n u of n form only. So then here a is nothing but e power j omega naught simply. So then what is its z transform representation? 1 by 1 minus a z inverse. Simply here also 1 by 1 minus a, it is e power j omega naught into z inverse. So the z transform representation for e power j omega naught n u of n, it is 1 by 1 minus e power j omega naught z inverse, and its ROC is mod z greater than 1. Okay. Next, similarly the z transform representation of e power minus j omega naught n into u of n, it is same. Here also a, it is like that, a power n u of n only. Then its z transform representation is 1 by 1 minus a z inverse. Simply here also same, 1 by 1 minus e power minus j omega naught into z inverse, and its ROC is same, mod z greater than 1. Okay. Then x of z. X of z is equals to 1 by 2 into, already we have written that e power j omega naught n e of n z transform, it is 1 by 1 minus e power j omega naught z power minus 1 plus 1 by 2 into 1 by 1 minus e power minus j omega naught z inverse ROC mod z greater than 1. So on cross multiply, then finally you will get x of z is equals to 1 minus z inverse cos omega naught by 1 minus 2 z inverse cos omega naught plus z power minus 2, and its ROC is mod z greater than 1. So coming to the next problem. So here determine z transform of the signal, that is x of n is equals to a power n cos omega naught n e of n. A power n cos omega naught n e of n. So already we have calculated that the z transform for cos omega naught n e of n, right? Simply we have to multiply with a power n. So then what will be the z transform of that? So by applying here, what is the property? So by applying scaling property, scaling in z domain. By applying that scaling in z domain property, so you have to calculate the z transform representation for a power n into, this is simply it is like x of n. See, a power n into x of n in the form, already because we have calculated the z transform for x of n, that is cos omega naught n e of n, just in the recent problem, right? So then its z transform representation is x of a power minus 1 into z. Simply replace those terms, right? So then the z transform representation for that one, it is wherever z is there, simply you have to replace with a inverse of z. Okay. So next here it is. So a inverse of z and simply a z inverse, like, so x of z is equals to 1 minus a z inverse cos omega naught by 1 minus 2 a z inverse cos omega naught plus a square z power minus 2. A square z power minus 2. Right? So next, coming to the next problem, determine z transform of x of n is equals to n into a power n e of n. X of n is equals to n into a power n e of n. So for this one, already we know that a power n e of n, the z transform of a power n e of n, it is 1 by 1 minus a z inverse, and its ROC is mod z greater than a. Okay. Then now we have to calculate the z transform for n into a power n e of n. N into a power n e of n. So for that, we have to apply the differentiation property of z transform. So we have to apply the differentiation property of z transform. So that is n into x of n sequence. N into x of n is equals to minus d by dz of x of z. That x of z, already we know that x of z is x of n is nothing but this one, x of n. X of z is nothing but this one, right? See here, n into a power n e of n, its z transform representation is x of z is equals to minus z d by dz of x1 of z, and its x1 of z is nothing but 1 by 1 minus a z inverse. So we have to apply the differentiation with respect to z. So then you will get a z inverse by 1 minus a z inverse whole square, and its ROC is mod z greater than a only, right? So for a is equals to 1, this is for a is equals to 1, n into e of n, n into e of n, it is z inverse by 1 minus z inverse whole square, that is ROC mod z greater than 1. Okay. So coming to the next concept, that is inverse z transform. So till now we have discussed the z transform representation for the given sequence x of n. So here now we have to calculate the original signal, that is the discrete time signal x of n, we have to extract from the z transform representation, that is inverse z transform. So inverse z transform representation of x of z, it is denoted by x of n is equals to 1 by 2 pi j integral over c x of z, z power n minus 1 dz. Z z power n minus 1 dz. So where integration is contour integral over the closed path C, where the integration is contour integral over closed path C that encloses origin and lies within the region of convergence of x of z, within the region of convergence of x of z, right? So there are different types of methods we have to apply for finding the inverse Z transform of the given x of z. So first one, it is direct evaluation by contour integration. So next one, it is expansion into a series of terms in the variables either z or z inverse. Simply that is nothing but division. Okay. Next, most important one, it is partial fraction expansion and table lookup. Partial fraction expansion and table lookup. Okay. So coming to the direct evaluation by contour integration. So here we make use of Cauchy's integral theorem. We make use of Cauchy's integral theorem. So to determine the inverse Z transform. So Cauchy's integral theorem. What is Cauchy's integral theorem? Here it is. So let function f of z be the function of a complex variable z, and if f of z has no poles and z equals to z naught, then 1 by 2 pi j integral over c f of z by z minus z naught dz is equals to what? It is equals to f of z naught if z naught inside c, it is equal to 0 if z naught outside the closed path. Okay, and 1 by 2 pi j integral over c f of z z minus z naught whole power k dz is equals to 1 by k minus 1 factorial d power k minus 1 f of z dz power minus dz power k minus 1 if z naught is inside the closed path, and it is 0 if z naught is outside the closed path. So evaluate the Z transform. So evaluate the inverse Z transform of x of z is equals to, evaluate the inverse Z transform of x of z is equals to 1 by 1 minus a z inverse, where ROC is mod z greater than a, using complex integral. By using complex integral, so we know x of n is equals to 1 by 2 pi j integral over c x of z z power n minus 1 dz, x of z z power n minus 1 dz. So and here it is 1 by 2 pi j integral over c x of z, it is 1 by 1 minus a z inverse z power n minus 1 into dz. Then 1 by 2 pi j integral over c z power n by z minus a dz. Okay. If n greater than or equals to 0, if n greater than or equals to 0, f of z has only zeros and hence no poles lies inside C. No poles lies inside C. Then only pole inside C is z equals to a. Hence x of n is equals to f of z naught, which is equals to a power n. That is for n greater than or equals to 0. Next, if n less than 0, f of z is equals to z power n has nth order pole at z equals to 0, which is also inside C, which is also inside the closed path. So there is contribution from both the poles. There is a contribution from both the poles. Now for n is equals to 1, so x of minus 1 is equals to, for n equals to minus 1, x of minus 1 is equals to 1 by 2 pi j integral over c z power, that is n equals to minus 1, that is 1 by z into z minus a, 1 by z into z minus, because z power n by z minus is there, so n is minus 1 now, z power minus 1, that is 1 by z into z minus a dz, which is equals to 1 by z minus a, Next, for n equals to 2, for n is equals to minus 2, for n is equals to minus 2, x of minus 2, x of minus 2 is equals to 1 by 2 pi j integral over c 1 by z square z minus a dz is equals to dy dz of 1 by z minus a, dy dz of 1 by z minus a. So by continuing we can say that x of n is equals to 0 for n less than 0. So x of n is equals to a power n into u of n, because already a power n we have calculated. Here it is x of n equals 0 for n less than 0. So x of n is defined only for positive term, that is u of n. X of n is equals to a power n into u of n. So for what? X of z is equals to 1 by 1 minus a z inverse.